trip. Going to another state for a week. Good relaxation and good... Wait. Oh, shit.
Hi, hello, this is Quake Man. This video I know is incredibly late because the update dropped on September 9th. I was in another state for 7 days when this dropped. So I'm very sorry if this video is late and technically can be considered a waste of time because the information's already out there. People who have been playing it probably have been playing it since Friday. But I'm going to make the video anyways because, screw it, I'm going to make it anyways because I want to talk about it, have my opinions, and all that other stuff because it's Quake Champions. I'm Quake Man. Let's move on. So, on September 9th, Quake Champions dropped a patch that dropped the mass majority of stuff that they announced from packs that I made a video about. The only thing that they didn't drop was they didn't drop Athena. Athena did not come out. Athena is going on in the PTS at the moment, and so that might go live in about a week or two, but at the moment that's the only thing from what I've discussed that is not live. But everything else that I've discussed is here. The map Longest Yard has been updated into this game, and just a quick comparison between Quake 3 to Quake Champions version, and besides the added platform because of the for the tri-bolt with the teleporter to not the teleporter, the jumper to the power-up station, which is where the quad damage and protection is going to be in Quake Champions. That's the only thing that's really added it to the map in terms of the map design, similar to when they added a giant open area with Blood Covenant, aka camping grounds. And so, other than that, the map is Longest Yard, with a lot of risk taking when it comes to trying to get the railgun, because if you get hit by someone who already has a railgun or someone who uses the zoom and machine gun feature, they can knock you off your path and fall to your death. So the railgun is protected on a really risky plane, which is interesting, and this map is way too easy to die on. It's also one of the greatest Instagib maps, in my opinion, from Quake 3. I have not been able to play Instagib on this map yet in a public server, but I cannot wait to enjoy such a mood. But yeah, it's great to see a classic map return. I hope they do some creative new maps overall before they come back with another classic map, which I still need to make that video about, which hopefully I'll get that done as soon as possible. But yeah, so the new map, Longest Yard, has been out, available in all the modes. I would believe so. I haven't double checked, but yeah. The other update was the arcade mode system. Like I mentioned, was I guess their version of trying to take of what what's the word? Overwatch's arcade mode and things like that. Now, I was hoping it would be all 4 of the modes that they mentioned released at once, but apparently they're only releasing each of the modes once a week for this month, and the wording in this update patch almost makes it sound like they're saying that this might not be a permanent statue, because it only says for each week of the month, not like 4 months or something like that. Or maybe I'm just bad with words and I'm reading too much into it. I hope it stays. I also hope you can have access to all the modes at once instead of having to wait for a rotation. That's just my opinion. Something else I found is these modes are not accessible in custom games. I hope they put them in custom games because that'll be fun to play with my friends and silly stuff. But as I mentioned in my other video before, if you've watched that one, if not, the modes are Unholy Trinity first, which basically means you have access to the rocket launcher, railgun, lightning gun at all times, and infinite ammo. If you're going for rocket launcher god medals or railgun medals or lightning gun medals, this is a really good mode to try and get them, since you always spawn with it, in my opinion. The next one's going to be hot rockets, which I think is going to be flipped over on the 14th of September, Friday. The next week would be Mystery Champions. The next week will be Team Instagib. Again, I really hope that these become permanent staples where they're not rotating, because I would love to play them all the time with people. On top of, I hope they get added to custom modes. But yeah, that's that. The new Trespasser Super Shotgun Quake 2 skin has been released. I sadly did not unlock it when I tried to play the game and unlock some chests, so I cannot show you what it looks like in-game, but I can show you what it looks like in the menu. And I'm actually pretty happy to see that. Again, like I made my video beforehand about my speculations of what they should add, I really hope that they get all the arsenals from like Doom 3, from Doom 2016, from Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3, all those stuff. That will be awesome. So it's great to see the Super Shotgun from Quake 2 in this game. Especially, I love the name Trespasser. It's amazing. But those are pretty much all of the really big updates. There was also a UI change to the play menu. It's now a little bit more easier to select, although some people may feel like it's taking cues from Overwatch. I don't give a shit. It's a basic menu system that I've seen a lot of games even before Overwatch. But it's a great way to access the quick play, arcade mode, rank, and so on and so forth. Before I continue, though, I do want to back up and talk about Unholy Trinity a little bit more. Because either the footage that they show on the update website is wrong, but when I played Unholy Trinity, this mode is one of the greatest modes to play if you want to practice using the rocket launcher, lightning gun, and railgun skills. Because those are pretty much the mainstays for this game to work. It's like a chess, and knowing when to use the rocket launcher, railgun, lightning gun, so on and so forth. Rocket Jump Ninja, not to name drop, he does a great job explaining that stuff since he's a Quake pro, so on and so forth. The video shows abilities. The actual mode has abilities disabled, which is the greatest thing they could have ever done, which makes me hopeful that they'll disable abilities in Instagib. Please, for the love of God, disable abilities in Instagib. And I hope you disable abilities when you released Hot Rockets next week. Because these are modes that should practice skill than just ability usage. Instagib is good for aiming, especially quick aiming, and with the railgun. The Unholy Trinity is really good for practicing the power weapons that you need to know to have map control. Like, you need to start releasing things to help people with training. That's just a side thing to talk about. I know it's off topic and everything, but I want to get that out there as a personal opinion. But I love the fact that Unholy Trinity doesn't have abilities available. It makes you be able to just focus on skill and stuff. I also love the fact that everyone has basically Ranger's passive, so everyone can rocket jump to their heart's content, and so speed and mobility, it makes this mode even more impressive. So I love it. That's just why I want to put that out there. So moving on, those are the big updates for this mode, and I want to talk about some of the minor stuff that they put out there. So they did release a lot of performance updates for related to hitching of particles and sound effects, weird spikes in performance related to respawn, score events, entity creations, and so on and so forth to help with that. They were able to make it so there weren't spikes when people were respawning. That's always amazing. They also made some balance changes to a couple of people. Anarchy's cooldown was released by 5 seconds, as well as when you activate your ability, you can the cooldown shortening to be able to shoot after using ability is a lot shorter, to 0.75 seconds. BJ Blazkowicz had their cooldowns increased by 5 seconds, the duration lessened from 7 to 5 seconds, and the fire rate decreased on the machine gun and lightning gun just a bit. Clutch's ability cooldown was increased by 5 seconds, duration is decreased down to 5 seconds, and the shield high time is increased, making it so if you shoot your gun, it now takes 0.9 seconds before it pops up instead of 0.7, so it makes clutches a little bit more careful when trying to shoot when using your shield, and switching between the beam because it now is a shorter activation to 7 to 5. Death Knight, this is the one update that everyone has been clamoring since the moment Death Knight came out. I had issues with him in some cases. I didn't think he was that overpowered, but he did need a fix, and they delivered. They fixed a bug with the splash damage. They added splash damage fall off. The cooldown has been increased, but from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. The duration has been lessened to 6 seconds, which I believe means the flames that are on the ground. The flame damage a second is from 10 to 5, and they added a 10 damage on the trail similar to Slash's Plasma Rail. Scalebearers got an improved bull rush target detection, as well as a rush damage reduction from 0.5 to 0.66. Slash's max speed of 18 to 50 milliseconds. I actually do not fully understand what that means, but I guess it relates to the max speed that Slash can get with just running or sliding. That's my best guess. Sorlag's scale got decreased to 1.15 to 1.1, and the disable shooting is from 1 second to 0.75 seconds, which I believe relates to your ability. Strog and Peeker's delayed before charge is 1.0 to 0.75 seconds. Peeker's step height is from 0 to 0.3 meters. And Visor's duration was decreased from 6 to 5 seconds, which is awesome, but I also hope they would make his kit not be so wall hacks ability. That's just my opinion. The machine gun spread has been increased by 0.1 from 0.2 to 0.02 to 0.03. The heavy machine gun was decreased from 0.45 to 0.045 to 0.03, and the zoom spread has been decreased to 0, meaning it's going to be 100% accurate from longer distance. The shotgun's fire rate was increased, and the super shotgun was decreased. The shotgun was by 200, and the super shotgun was by 50, if I'm reading these numbers correctly, because 800 to 1000, I would believe, would mean it. No, that means it shoots slower. So both the shotgun and the super shotgun basically have the same speed of shooting. And the Tribort rate of fire was increased to 1,200. Its starting ammo is now 10 instead of 15, and its max ammo is 20 instead of 25. You can now party up with friends in Deathmatch and Instagive, which one side of the spectrum, awesome. That's really cool because I can play Instagive with friends in public matches and Deathmatch in public matches. Downside, that might get abused. That might cause people to queue up with 4 or 5 people and just hijack the match by just killing and winning the match for their friends. So I wonder how fast they'll make it to where you can only queue up with 2 or 3 people before it gets overbearing. We'll have to wait and see. Regardless, I still think that's awesome. Ring outs now will count as frags, which I don't know why that wasn't there in the beginning. They added some minor features related to the friends list. They changed the way loot box functions just a little bit. It's not too much of a problem in some situation, but originally how it worked was the backpacks can get you one item of either common, uncommon, rare, epic, or legendary quality. You're almost guaranteed to just get common and uncommons, and sometimes rares, and usually you get ruins through backpacks and so on and so forth. Chests were supposed to get rid of commons, and I think uncommons. I think it keeps the uncommons, but you're guaranteed 2 items of uncommon or higher, and Requilities get you 3 items. It gets rid of commons, uncommons, and I think rares. And no, it keeps rares, and so you have a chance to gain rare, epics, and legendaries through Requilities, and you get 3 items. Now the changes is chests now will at least guaranteed 1 rare quality, and the other one can be random in terms of common or above. And Requilities will guaranteed 1 epic quality, and the other 2 will be going from uncommon to legendary, which means chests you might be getting icons, title cards, and ruins for characters through chests now, which sounds awesome, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a big problem to some people. I mean, I hate the concept of loot boxes anyways because it feels dumb, but we deal with it because we have to deal with it, but whatever. We'll have to wait and see if this is going to be a huge problem with this change, but, you know, whatnot. I mean, it's cool to guarantee an item, but the fact that you can get commons and uncommons and recruities and chests may cause a complaint, especially since recruities are technically the premium currency only boxes you can buy. And I know you can get those boxes by completing rune challenges if you have them, or by ranking up every 5 levels, but I'll stop that from there. They also decreased loot boxes, the loot box duplicate rates. They decreased it a little bit lower, so you're almost guaranteed to possibly get newer items than duplicates, which I think is pretty cool. But again, I don't really like the loot box system anyways, but I deal with it because I love the game. Yeah, a couple of minor issues they made. One issue that I want to point out was they did fix an issue where, like, if you were queuing for something and it would say match found, but then suddenly it cancels the queue. They fixed that. They fixed a couple of things related to FPS hitches and performance issues, as well as with certain spawning. It seems like when I was playing it, because one of the issues I was having, and I think everyone was there was a weird issue where, like, for a 0.5 second when you're taking fatal damage, it counts as you still alive before you're dead, and there's also a weird lag compensation where even if you strafe to the left, your hitbox still counted as it was still there, and so you kind of teleport back to your death. That doesn't seem to be a problem, even when I was at 70 ping during one of my matches. But, you know, I'm actually pretty happy with a lot of these changes that they made, and they did a lot, it looks like, so far. So this is a really nice update. Good updates with a new map and quality of life and some new modes, which again I hope were permanents and a couple of other stuff. We're not going to get Athena until maybe a couple weeks from now, maybe not until October, so that won't be in this video, but we'll have to wait and see how she's going to function, because as I speculated, it seems like her ability doesn't do any damage to the enemies, and it makes me wonder how many what's the word? How many usage you're allowed to use before it goes on a cooldown, and how long are the cooldowns and between usage and stuff like that. Is she going to be a light character or a medium character? I feel like she should be a medium character, but because of the grappling hook, she might be a light character, and so on and so forth. And I think that's it. That's it for the September 8th update that came out last week on the 9th. Obviously, I haven't tested the 3 other modes, so I have no opinions on those. But on Unholy Trinity, I really like this mode, and I would love to play it so often. I hope it stays. I hope it's a permanent thing I can select instead of a rotation. That's just me. But I'm actually pretty excited to see stuff like this. The longest yard update, the longest yard map is so great to see, and the little changes they made I think are amazing. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't played a legit match with it, so I have no opinions on how it fully feels. But I'm just happy to see the little tunnels added, the platform, and just everything about it. Like, they still kept it the original map while adding some features and quality of life, so that I have no complaints that they did. But with that, I think I'm done. I should be done talking. This is almost 20 minutes long. Holy crap. But that's it for this update for Quake Champions. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and keep fragging out there if you're playing Quake Champions and all that stuff. Sorry it's late, but whatever. Take care, everyone.